Canada returns to Montreal to take on Australia, the Socceroos, returning to Quebec, to a province that is being neglected, that is being forgotten, and finally gets the match they deserve. To take on Australia, a World Cup opponent, a team absolutely flying currently in their current form. This is a match that has been deserved to come to Montreal, to Quebec, a province rich within Canadian football, and they get a match. They will be up for it, and this will be a very exciting game for the Canadian men's national team. A Australian side that poses a different threat to the Canada that they haven't seen in a long time. A side that is very difficult and hard to break down in Australia, but also a side that is not the same as it used to. No star player like Tim Cahill. This is a organized, a disciplined, and a very fun Australian national team. And we're going to break down Australia's threats, how they'll set up, and how they'll look to beat the Canada, as well as my predicted Canada starting lineup, and how Canada can look to break down Australia and beat and get a win in Montreal, in Quebec, in a game that is being long awaiting to happen. Before we do, guys, make sure to jump into the comments. Let me know your thoughts on Canada against Australia, your score predictions, lineup predictions, and general takes on the match. Hit that like button because it really helps with the content as well as the video, and smash that sub as we continue to build a very exciting Canada community. But let's jump straight into it. This is a very exciting Australian national team, a very resilient, a very difficult, and hard to break down Socceroos nation. They're now coming on to 11 games unbeaten. 6 of those have now been straight wins. 6 wins in a row. Absolutely incredible for Australia, and that hasn't been against minnows. They have beaten big nations. They have beaten World Cup nations. They're coming off a win against New Zealand. They have beaten Saudi Arabia, Japan, China. They are beating big sides consistently and playing very good football, being very difficult to break down, very organized, very disciplined. This is a very good test for the Canadian men's national team. Yes, on paper, it's not a very sexy opponent. It isn't an Argentina. It isn't a France, a Holland. This is a World Cup nation in Australia, which will be a very fun match in Montreal, in Quebec. This is a side that has beaten Japan, who are a very talented nation, beaten Saudi Arabia, beaten New Zealand. And it's because of how they play, how structured they are, how very disciplined defensively they are. And they play a very different system to any that Canada has played recently, especially against a bigger nation. This Australian side will play a variation of a 3-4-3, a 3 in the back system, something Canada hasn't played in a long time, and especially against a strong, solid, big nation that will be at the World Cup. This Australian team will be hard to break down, defensively resilient, and playing a 3 in the back formation from a nation, from a region Canada doesn't get to play very often, will be very fun to watch. Will be very interesting to see how Jesse Marsch sets up tactically to break down this Australian national team. Because there will, of course, be space out wide. There will be the ability to attack this Australian side with width on this pitch. But what threats do Australia pose to Canada? Well, they don't have a Tim Cahill anymore. They don't have that star attacker, that big name that you look to at Australia. Their most memorable player, their most notable player is their goalkeeper. It's Matty Ryan at Levante, a very strong, a very reliable, and a very good goalkeeper between the net in Matt Ryan. In the back line, they have Cameron Burgess, who's a very strong centre half. Moving into the midfield, they have a very good creative midfielder from Cardiff City in Robertson. And then you move up front. They don't have a true out-and-out goal scorer. They don't have that number 9 that bags in the goals. But they have a very young, exciting, attacking talent from Watford, a former Bayern Munich player in Nestroy Erenkunda. Erenkunda is going to be very interesting to see how Canada can really stop him defensively, stop his trickery, his skillfulness, and his fast-paced ability in the final third. Nestroy Erenkunda is a very exciting talent and will be a handful for this Canadian men's national team, and will be very fun to see how Jesse Marsch deals with and marks Nestroy Erenkunda. But how will Jesse Marsh set this Canadian team up? What will he look to utilize against Australia and against their 3-4-3? Well, Canada is extremely good at setting up defensively and pressing high up the pitch, but has incredible wing play. You have Ali Ahmed, who's very quick and getting up and pressing defensively. But you also have Richie Laryea, who will give you an outlet, who will make those overlaps and get further up the pitch. On the other side of the pitch, you have Tajon Buchanan, his electric dribbling ability, his rapid, quick pace. And next to him, just behind him, you have Nico Sigor, who's going to give you runs up the pitch for days, whether it's inverting and attacking from the midfield or giving an overlap from Tajon Buchanan. There is the ability to get at this Australian national team. And when I look at this game, when you look at it tactically, it's going to come out wide. Canada's wing play is phenomenal. And when you look at how Australia is going to set up with a variation of a 3-4-3, something around that nature, there is going to be the space, the ability to get out wide and attack this Australian Socceroos side. Go out wide, attack the wings, and this is how Canada will succeed against Australia. I really believe Jesse Marsh will utilize the width of this pitch, and that will be the success for Canada against Australia in Montreal, in Quebec. But let's move on to my lineup prediction, because this is a very interesting one. There's no Moise Bombito, and it really changes that back four. It was going to see a center back there that Canada can build for the World Cup, but that changes once again. And let's, of course, start with the goalkeeper and work our way up to the number 9s. For me, it's going to be Maxime Crépeau. It will be who I believe is Canada's best goalkeeper currently. Maxime Crépeau deserves to start in Quebec. It makes sense. I believe he will get the nod. I think he will split with Dane St. Clair this window. One will get Colombia, one will get Australia. I think Dane St. Clair will get the Colombia match, and I'm going with Maxime Crépeau against Australia. And let's move on to the back line. Going from left to right, it's Richie Laryea at left back, Derek Cornelius, Luc de Fougerolles at center back, and at right back, it's Nico Sigor. Nothing changed from the last window against Wales and Romania. It's an unchanged back four for myself. There's no need to change it. It's our best back four available. There's still no Alistair Johnston. There's still no Alphonso Davies. They're ramping up for November, and Moise Bombito now probably won't be available till the March international window. You have two very good center backs in Derek Cornelius and Luc de Fougerolles, who are making incredible chemistry together and look even better match after match after match. And then out wide, you have Nico Sigor and Richie Laryea, arguably should be locks for the World Cup, but we have better fullbacks ahead of them, and they have played lights out themselves. An incredible back four, and to think 3 of them are backups is wild to think. This is a very strong back 5 from Canada, including the goalkeeper. And let's jump straight into the midfield. I'm going left to right. Ali Ahmed, Stephen Eustaquio, Ismail Kone, and Tajon Buchanan. Let's start at the heart of the midfield. Stephen Eustaquio is the captain, is the leader within this team, as well as the engine room. Stephen Eustaquio is Canada's best central midfielder. Even if he's not getting starting minutes at FC Porto, he still will be starting for the Canadian men's national team, where he can control and conduct and really deduct how this Canadian team plays and control a game and really decide the pace of a football match is incredible. And Canada lacks that without Stephen Eustaquio in a game at times. And it could very well be Mathieu Choinière getting the start in Quebec, but you have to go with Stephen Eustaquio and continue to prepare for the 2026 World Cup. Next to him, it's a toss-up. You choose between Nathan Saliba and Ismail Kone, but I'm going with Ismail Kone. He has been sensational in the Serie A for Sassuolo, playing lights out, scoring goals, man-of-the-match performances, and playing very good football like the Ismail Kone we truly know and love. On the wings, it's Tajon Buchanan and Ali Ahmed. Tajon Buchanan is a lock for me. If he's fit, he starts, he plays, he is our best option at right midfield without a shadow of a doubt. Left midfield, Ali Ahmed's earned it. He's played sensational for Canada in the last window against Romania and Wales. His pressing makes sense. It's very good. It's very strong. He gets at the opponents no matter where he is on the pitch. And he can also invert and give you something and a different outlook if you want to change formations. But also, When you're going to look to use the width of the pitch, Jacob Schaffelberg could be a great option, and Liam Miller is also fit and healthy. There's a lot of options at that left midfield role. I would go with Ali Ahmed. I think Ali Ahmed's deserved it, but Liam Miller might get a shot this window as well, and Jacob Schaffelberg would not surprise me. But let's move up to the forward line, to the number 9s, to the goal scorers in Jonathan David and Tani Oluwase. I'm going unchanged. I'm going chalk, almost exactly the same from the last international window. Tani Oluwase looks like the set out and out best partner for Jonathan David, without a doubt. Jonathan David's a lock, no need to talk about him. Yes, he's on a bit of rough form at Juventus, but that will come. He's a streaky player sometimes. When he gets in form, when he starts scoring goals, when his confidence is there, Jonathan David's at his best. Right now, he's not there. For Canada, he might just find that form. But Tani Oluwase, for me, it's between Tani and Promise. Jesse Marsh has talked that Promise David is slowly finding his feet. He's getting into the groove, the intensity with the style of play, and he's really getting it in shape and ready for this Canadian lineup and to probably work his way into as a starter. I think he gets more minutes, gets more time at Union Saint-Gilloise. There's that possibility he could work his way into a starting role at Canada. But right now, Tawny has proven to be the best partner for Jonathan David. Whether it's play style, whether it's pressing, Tawny gives you a lot within that Canadian lineup and can score and can press in multiple different ways. If you have to sit back, soak up pressure, Tawny did it so well with Minnesota United, being able to hit on the counter, hit on transition, and he could very well do that for Canada at a different role. And if we're in possession, if we're controlling play, he is great at coming to the ball or making the run in behind and having a one-shot finish. Tawny brings a different bag of tricks to his play and can play very well off Jonathan David and as well with Ali Ahmed. This is a very good Canadian side, a very strong team, and this is my predicted lineup for Canada against Australia in Montreal, in Quebec, and I'd love to see the Quebec-born players get involved, get minutes, bring on Mathieu Choinière, bring on Nathan Saliba, get those boys on the pitch, and that is what I want to see this game. Give Quebec what they deserve. It's a long time waiting. Get the boys on the pitch. My score prediction for this one will be, I will go with 3-0. Not disrespecting Australia, but respecting the Canadian men's national team. This is an incredible side. This is a strong Canadian team. Yes, I'm high on Canada, and I wouldn't be surprised if Australia scores. But we have to remember, Canada's coming back off of 2 clean sheets against Romania and against Wales. 2 very good, 2 very strong defensive performances. And you could argue, Wales had the best attack out of these 3 teams. Against Colombia, that is a completely different beast. But this Australian side is very strong defensively, don't get scored on many times, and this is an opportunity for Canada at home, on home soil, to score some goals, to prove to the nation on a wider platform that they are legit, they are real, and they can break down a very strong and sturdy Australian back line. Guys, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, your predictions on the games, your predictions on the starting lineup and score line. Make sure to smash that like button, head to the comments, smash that sub button, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.